Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome back to another video. Today, I think it'd be a good day to tell you guys behind the scenes about like how I roll a typical day after I get off a shift. Because as you can tell, I look pretty beat, pretty exhausted. Just got off technically a 32, but worked for that, so just the whole algorithm of hours that I work to try and maximize my time off. Because for me, I'm very much a all or nothing person, so I have a problem working 24, 48 hours straight, and having 4 to 5 days off for the week. So again, it's all about sacrifices, it's all about balance. Just make sure that you have the income, the cash flow to meet your needs and your day-to-day goals, whilst trying to have the time to focus on the long-term strategy for future success. So today, I'll walk you through my routine, I'll walk you through my system, and I'll show you guys how I take a day where most people let off, make it into a day where I can get ahead. So let's get into this video. Alright, so before we get into it, you need to get caffeinated, because let's not pretend that caffeine is not going to have some sort of role in today's absolute excellence. Talk about this all the time, talk about systems and whatnot, and a big one I want to disclose is utilizing trackers, where it's like an AirTag, tile, whatnot, because just when you're kind of off the ball, you're still waking up, still getting primed to be at your best. Sometimes you can lose track of stuff. So this morning, came home, dropped everything, showered, and tried to get turned around as fast as possible. And when I was getting ready to go, I was trying to find my AirPods, my keys, and before I got these little tracking devices, I'd spend 15-20 minutes trying to tear my room and the rest of the house apart trying to find shit. But ever since I got these little trackers for getting my AirPods, my wallet, my keys, it just saved me so much time trying to find things that I have carelessly misplaced. Obviously, this can be best resolved by just keeping track of your stuff, but we all have those days, and when those days come, better to have systems in place to back you up instead of running around trying to get your stuff together. And obviously today's fairly low-key, relatively speaking, but we all have those days where we gotta meet deadlines, meet timelines, and it's just having that extra sense of security in the back of your mind is great to have, especially when it's built into your daily systems. But anyways, let's get this workout started. And just like that, workout complete. Wrapping up a sick chest day. And the truth is, if you guys have been following me for any amount of time recently, you guys understand, I have a history of shoulder issues. Started back in 2022, I decided into it, rehabbed it a little bit, then got back to, being idiot in the gym, just, you fuck up, you try to mitigate the mistake, then nothing happens for a while. You're like, I don't need to do this. Why am I doing this in the first place? This is a waste of time. This is boring. So I wasn't really warming up. I wasn't really working on mobility. And then, lo and behold, injuries come back, shoulder gets re-injured, and then I'm stuck doing very limited upper body movements. So a BL bench again is an amazing feeling. Obviously, got some work to do to get back up to 2 plates, right on that line, right? I was Close me able to rep it, like, 225 is kind of the baseline nowadays, so 185 moving pretty good, so just gonna keep up in the weight week over week and trying to get back to that elusive 2 plates. But now that we're done with that workout, got the blood flowing, I feel a little more awake, feel a little more alive, so let's carry on the day because there's still plenty to do. Alright guys, just got back from the gym, had a quick shower, had a quick meal, now we're gonna get some work done. But before we get into it, I just want to talk about something I mentioned last week, where the importance of having, again, systems, right? Having this deep reset each and every week. So this week has been absolutely insane for me with work and with life. So obviously this weekend, had my birthday. So I was gone for most of Monday. Hang on a second. What do you want? Oh, shoot. Alright, so here's our furry friend Shaggy, deciding to make a cameo. So anyway, so the importance of systems, right? So Sunday, absolutely crazy, all day. Then Monday came around, pretty much like an at-home work day, just trying to pump a bunch of content, doing some studying, had some flight lessons. On Tuesday, I was doing this long distance transfer, went away to Connecticut on the ambulance. What? That's long distance transfer, very long work day, gone all day, came home, and fortunately I did a little bit of meal prep on Monday, so I was able to come home, get some meals, get a shower in, change, head to work, then did my 32, came back this morning, and now here we are. And fortunately I had everything ready to go. I walked in the door, took my supplements, got some caffeine in me, hit the gym. Now we're back here. I got a nice organized workspace. It's clean, it's organized, got everything I need to focus on right in sight. Yes, now we can lock in, get a few things done, and then carry on this vlog. So at this point, you may be asking yourself, what is this guy's problem? Or this guy is an absolute lunatic. He gets off a crazy long shift, goes right to the gym, he comes home, does all his work. Does this guy have a life? Does this guy do anything besides work? And the truth is, which may be a shocker, is that I do. Like I said, for me, I'm very much an all or nothing person. I believe when it's time to work, you work hard. When it's time to play, you play hard. So for me, like I said, I'm the problem working, crazy long hours, knocking out all the hours I need for the week. They have this big chunk of time set aside that I can use to focus on what's important to me. But the reason I do work as much as I do is because it's a way to regain a sense of control, where it feels that in modern day, we have lost so much ability to dictate our reality. Like a lot of us work a job we hate, we have to deal with people we don't like, we have to do little things that don't serve us, don't mean anything to us. We have to waste our time following trends, keeping up all the modern, bullshit with like politics, sports, cultural events or whatnot. It really comes down to is that you have two choices nowadays. Either do something you don't like that gets you ahead, or keep doing the same shit that you hate that keeps you behind. Like for me, I acknowledge right now the stuff I'm doing with working on an ambulance, it's not the greatest thing in the world. Like, our hours are kind of, the hours do stack up. You deal with a lot of bullshit. You see a lot of things that you can't really unsee. So I do acknowledge, at this point in time, this is my reality. This is my existence. This is what I need to do. These hours I need to work to make sure I'm reaching my financial goals at this point in time, making sure at this age I have enough capital and liquidity coming in to where I can allocate that towards things that matter to me. So, work crazy hours so I can take the overtime, invest that, put that towards flight school now, make sure it's going towards high quality food and fuel so I have a higher level of resilience when it comes to the work I do. Because it can suck. It's guaranteed 3 nights out of the week I'm not getting great sleep, running around all night, dealing with people's bullshit. So having a healthy lifestyle that is full of activity, quality nutrition in the days I do have off, make sure that I'm getting the recovery I need, I'm getting good sleep and whatnot. And I do acknowledge I'm making sacrifices, but you're always got to make sacrifices to get what you want. A lot of people my age aren't making the kind of money I'm making. A lot of people are not working the hours I'm working. A lot of people don't have the drive that I have. A lot of people don't have this, that, whatever. And the advantage I have is that, I'm fine being alone. I'm fine focusing on things that are only important to me. Like, I don't care about fitting in. I don't care about entertaining people's bullshit. I don't care about all these bullshit social constructs because I'm too autistic to understand them. That's why. So I know that all the work I'm doing now is building a base for future success. I'm doing the things I hate now so I don't have to do them later. My theory is that, hey, you need to lock in during your 20s. You need to build your life. You need to build your base so that from 30 and beyond, your life is in your hands. As a man, life is to be full of things that you don't want to do. But I would much rather be doing things that bring me success down the road that bring me happiness now. Because regardless where you are in life, it's gonna have stress, it's gonna have frustration, you're gonna be on edge, you're gonna be doubtful at times. And I'd much rather be doing that due to first world problems and higher level issues instead of worrying about simply getting by. So obviously right now I'm very fortunate to be in the position I am, and I'm just trying to make the most of each and every day. And when I deem that I have done a sufficient amount of work, I will, I'll take a trip, go out with super close friends of mine. I just started flight school to become a pilot, so when all the work is said and done throughout the week, I do have something to look forward to. I do have something to work towards. It's not just, work. I do have a life too, which for the longest time I didn't. I really fell in self-improvement early on, especially during COVID. Again, I told a story before, but I fell in self-improvement. It's all I can think about. It's all I can fixate on. Nothing else mattered. And now that I am in pretty good shape, I have a pretty good understanding of the work ethic I need to get ahead. I understand personal finance, I understand investing, I understand goal setting, I understand how to have a strong mindset that leans into discipline, that weeds out bullshit. I know how to say no, I know how to deliver and receive rejection. And it's right now I'm wired the way I am to inevitably achieve what I want to achieve. And you need to understand that in order to get to that point, it requires work, requires sacrifice, and requires putting many of life's pleasures on hold so that you can enjoy them down the road at a higher level. So ladies and gentlemen, on that note, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you were able to gather some insight, gather some value from it, and understand that to get what you want, it's going to take work. To get what you want, it's going to take sacrifice and doing things you don't necessarily want to do, but have to get done. So I got to run out, got to run a couple errands because I actually got a trip coming up next week. Heading out to DC with me and my girl, going to be up with a buddy of mine and have a good time down there. So guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe if you feel that warrants it. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys take care.